wife speaks volume about the death of his wife, which is solely attributable to the negligence of the respondents, and as such, there is no need of any expert evidence in the view of the negligence per se of the respondents. Their act collectively, Your Honor, was a misadventure. Hence, it is prayed before this Honorable State Commission to pass an order in favor of the complainant as prayed for in the complaint in the interest of justice and equity. That's all, Your Honor. If the bench is convinced.
Okay. Yes.
Much obliged, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm Advocate Dyuti Divakar, appearing on behalf of the respondents. Since the Commission is well versed with the facts of the case, I would now like to put forward my arguments. Much obliged. Your Honor, the advocate from the complainant side has argued so beautifully that anybody could be impressed by it. But, Your Honor, I request all those who are gathered here to at least lend one ear towards my arguments, because at present, the number of cases against doctors and the assault towards the doctors is increasing day by day to a great extent. Putting a case against the doctors now become a fashion, Your Honor. Your Honor, there are certain true facts and circumstances which I would like to place before this Honorable Commission to show that none of the respondents are liable for negligence. The very first point for submission is that respondent number 4, Dr. Lakshman, has not charged the patient at all for the service rendered by him. We can clearly see the humanitarian grounds on which Dr. Lakshman has rendered his service. And Your Honor, what does he get in return? He gets a litigation in return. Your Honor, he's been sued for the death of the patient, and this now clearly shows the inhuman nature of the complainant, because my client, the respondent number 4, Dr. Lakshman, had given free service from his side. Your Honor, the process of doing an open operation after the initial plan to do a laparoscopic procedure is called conversion. This process of conversion is an integral part of all laparoscopic procedures in all cases and all hospitals. This conversion happens in about 2 to 10% of the cases, depending upon the operation being undertaken. The main causes for conversion could be either technical difficulties in the flow of carbon dioxide gas, camera failure, or light source problem, poor general condition of patient with inability to tolerate the introduction of carbon dioxide gas, complexity of the case, and inability to visualize adequately through the camera. Your Honor, in this particular case, the first reason, that is technical difficulties in the flow of carbon dioxide gas being the reason, and this is the reason why the doctors had to go for conversion. Your Honor, this duodenal fistula is a very big challenge to any surgeon because it carries morbidity and mortality, that is high morbidity and mortality. But Your Honor, this challenge was also taken up by my clients, the respondent number 2, Dr. Poonam Arya, and respondent number 4, Dr. Lakshman. They tried their best to provide their best service, but unfortunately this attempt did not succeed. Your Honor, every attempt was made on the part of my client with utmost sincerity to save the life of the patient in all difficult clinical condition in which the patient was presented to them. Every diligent and determined attempt and effort was made to salvage the patient and pull her out of several life-threatening situations and septic states, which can be clearly seen from the hospital records and her 5 months of stay in the hospital. My client had to meet difficult and challenging situations, and the doctors have put their constant efforts and relentless efforts and the best of their ability, but unfortunately they could not succeed. Your Honor, every step of this prolonged care towards the patient, the complainant and his family members were kept informed about everything that's happening. The complainant and their family members were clearly told what was going on, what was the health condition of the patient, and what was happening from time to time. This was clearly stated to the complainant and the family members. It has to be noted that before obtaining consent for laparoscopic surgery, all the advantages of the surgery as well as disadvantages of the surgery was clearly mentioned to the complainant and the family members. Not just this, Your Honor, it was even mentioned about 2 different options, that is laparoscopy and laparotomy. Your Honor, the patient has been treated for nearly 5 months with all due care and diligence and in accordance with all established medical standards. If required, Your Honor, I request the Honorable Commission to appoint any expert evidence to look into this matter in detail so that they know that there is no fault from the side of my client, that is respondent number 2, Dr. Poonam Arya and Dr. Lakshman, respondent number 4. Your Honor, I would like to stress on a particular factor that if honest, sincere doctors like my clients, even though they do the best to provide service to their patients, they put in all their efforts, they show all their ability to help the patients who come to them for service. And even after all these things, if they are unfairly accused of negligence, when a complication has occurred, then Your Honor, who would like to undertake a complex case? Every doctor would fear a litigation against them because they go for a complex case, anything wrong happens, what do they get in return? A litigation. If a doctor saves a patient, doctor is God. At the same time, if the same doctor, after operation or after the service rendered by him, if anything goes wrong with the patient, the same doctor now becomes a devil. What justice does this make, Your Honor? And in return, the doctor gets nothing but litigation. If this is the scenario that is going on, then which doctor would like to indulge in a complex case? Your Honor, this is not at all desired or desirable in the interest of a doctor-patient relationship. Therefore, I appeal to this Honorable Commission to kindly appreciate the subtle aspect of medical science in its proper perspective. Your Honor, I would like to throw light on this particular factor, that at every point, options as well as opportunity was given to transfer the patient from the hospital to some other hospital. But still, Your Honor, the patient was not transferred to some other hospital. The complainant chose to get his wife admitted in that hospital itself to get treatment from that doctors itself. Your Honor, if actually the complainant had some problem with the doctors, or if he felt that the doctors were not taking due care of his wife, then why didn't they transfer the patient to some other hospital? He had a problem with the doctors, right? Even if he would have felt that his wife was in danger from the beginning, then why didn't he shift his wife to some other hospital? And Your Honor, I really want to mention this particular point. CW1 has deposed in the witness box that permission for laparotomy was not taken. Your Honor, if this is the situation, because the first laparoscopic operation was conducted in the initial phase, that when the patient was admitted, if this is the situation and laparotomy permission was not asked, and if the complainant had really, if he was really against this particular fact, then at that particular point itself, he had an option to shift the patient to some other hospital. But still, Your Honor, he did not do anything of this, and 5 months of treatment was given to the patient from the same doctors, that is Dr. Poonam Arya and Dr. Lakshman. If he really had a problem, then why didn't he shift his wife to some other hospital? This point definitely has to be considered by the Commission. Your Honor, even after giving all due care and treating with best ability, if honest and sincere doctors like respondent number 2 and respondent number 4 are subject to lawsuits of this nature, then it's not only affecting one particular doctor, Your Honor, but the entire doctors' community is affected by this act, because any doctor would fear of a litigation against them even after they're trying to do their best for the patient, even after they put in the best ability to provide the best service to their patients. Your Honor, I would now like to present a few case laws in support of my argument. In the case law, Bolum versus Freynan Hospital Management Committee, 1957, Volume 2, AER 118, the court observed that a doctor is not guilty of negligence if he has acted in accordance with a practice accepted as proper by a reasonable body of medical men skilled in that particular act. Further, Your Honor, if any negligence has to be proved, then it has to be proved through expert evidence. Your Honor, where is expert evidence in this particular case? The complainant side has clearly failed to produce expert evidence from their part. Where is the expert evidence, my lord? Your Honor, in another case law, Kumari Jayashree versus Kim's Hospital and Research Center, Dr. Krishna Reddy, 2006, JMC, Journal of Medical Cases, Volume 2, Issue Number 2, June 2006, page 98. The Honorable Karnataka Commission held that in case of deficiency of service, if it has to be proved, that is, if there is a medical negligence allegation that surgery was performed unnecessarily, then that also has to be proved by expert evidence. And Your Honor, as I've stated earlier, there is no expert evidence in this particular case. The complainant side has clearly failed to produce expert evidence. Your Honor, thus, I can state that there was no deficiency of service from the part of my client, and this has to be considered by the Honorable Commission. Now I would like to state another case law. A.S. Mittal versus State of UP, 1989, Supreme Court 223. It observed that mistakes will occur on occasions despite the exercise of reasonable skill and care. The law recognizes the dangers which are inherent in surgical operations. Every genuine and bona fide mistake committed while exhibiting due care and diligence may have to be kept out of the purview of negligence. Your Honor, that is, even in this case, Your Honor, if there was a mistake, there would have been a genuine and a bona fide mistake, and this particular mistake can be kept out of the purview of negligence. In another famous case law, Jacob Matthews case, AIR 2005, Supreme Court 3180, the court observed that medical negligence has been dealt in length, and to establish a liability on the doctors, any one of the following needs to be proved. The first one being, a doctor has deviated from usual and normal practice. Secondly, the course in fact adopted is one which no professional man or ordinary skill would have taken had he been acting with ordinary care. Thirdly, he had not adopted any usual or normal practice. But Your Honor, in this particular case of my client, the doctors have never deviated from usual or normal practice. They have not deviated at all, and all professional care and skill was exercised from their side towards the patient. Your Honor, another particular incident which I would like to state here is that the patient went to coma on 24th May 2009, and she recovered back very soon, within a week. That is, on 29th May, she was back from coma. If proper medical conditions were not there, if proper treatment was not given by my clients to the patient, if the hospital had not taken care of the patient, then how could she come out of coma in such a small duration, that is within a week's time? The very fact that the patient came out of coma itself shows that my client, the hospital, all hospital authorities The staff of the hospital, everyone involved in this particular case, they gave their best to this case. They were trying all possible things to treat the patient, to get her out of her unfortunate conditions. Your Honor, if the doctors had not shown due care and if they would have not given the required service, then definitely she would not be able to come out of coma. This is what I would like to mention. Now, Your Honor, I would like to draw your attention to a case law, a very latest case law. Ms. Herath Parmar versus Venilal G. Panchal, CPJ, Volume 1, March 2017, this particular year itself. This case was dismissed by the Honorable Commission because lack of care was not proved. This is because the complainant had not examined any expert to prove that doctors have not followed standard or practice or there was any medical negligence on their part. Only because the patient has died or suffered any mishap, it cannot be taken as medical negligence of treating doctors. Hence, the Commission had dismissed the suit with compensatory cost. Your Honor, in this particular suit of my client also, there is no expert evidence at all to prove that there was lack of care on the part of my client. Where is the expert evidence? This cannot be proved that lack of care was actually done on the part of my client. That is Respondent 2 and Respondent 4. There is no expert evidence at all, Your Honor. And Your Honor, after putting all sincere efforts, after taking all their professional skills, after putting in all their professional skills on the patient, still if the patient has not survived, it does not become the mistake of the doctors because, Your Honor, doctors are not magicians. This has to be understood. Doctors are not magicians to do wonders. Doctors are not